Charles D. Hall is using that camera mounted on that telephone pole there to direct his animals in to make it so that we cannot use our property. He is interfering with the breeding of the mares, the putting of the stallions out on our land. He's making it to increase our hay cost. He's having them eat up the grass that was ours and was to feed the animals on our farm. He's doing it in knowing and willful violation of the automatic stay. That camera up on the telephone pole is a device that he is using to exercise dominion and control over property of the estate, namely our farm. There is no other reason he has it there. And he's directing these animals. They will come through this fence in just a moment, and they will be in here on this strip of land. They are on the easement to which we had the right to use, the access easement. Because they took the access easement without a court order and in knowing willful violation of the automatic stay, Donna Ross's doctors and elder care workers are telling her it is unsafe to live on our property because there is no way to access our house with this situation. The Halls are doing this in order to make Donna Ross leave to deprive the bankruptcy estate of about $500 a month of income from having Donna Ross here. This is knowing and willful. It is on purpose by Mr. and Mrs. Hall because they don't care about the bankruptcy. They don't care about the debtor's rights. They don't care. And the only thing that's going to make them care is a very hefty damage award for doing this. If they could do this to these debtors, they could do this to any bankruptcy in the state of Florida. And this should not be allowed. In addition, it's an unfair trade and business practice and a Sherman Act antitrust violation for the Halls to starve their cattle and grow the grass here to put them on our fence and operate at a loss to drive my horse business out of business. They are rogues and thugs. They won't stop. And Astrid Hall, who has a license, she's a psychologist and an autism ABA therapist. She is doing this to abuse and torture her neighbor, who she knows is an adult with an autism diagnosis. She should lose her license for doing this. She is not a person who deserves to have the trust of the state of Florida, because no licensed person who's a psychologist and is allowed to deal with autistic people should torture any autistic person by using her license to ascertain the sensory overload doing this to the autistic person will cause. The smells, the odors, they turn it into a cattle feedlot. And this shows an intent to permanently deprive of our access easement, which is an easement by necessity because there is no other practicable access to this property.